to win. Stop playing small. No small ball. Savvy doesn't play small. We play big. We know what we've got our hands on. We're going to go share this with the entire world. How do you build big? Start with you. Everything starts with you, okay? Now, I'm going to jump into some skills here real quick. We're going to start off with this one. Who knows what prospecting is? Anybody done this before? Okay, I want to tell you, when I learned that this was a skill, changed my life, okay? This is, how many of you believe you can get better at talking to people, right? I'm telling you right now, if you're not practicing this with people, you're not taking your business serious. If you're not elevating how you communicate, when you meet people, how your energy is, right? How many of you have come up to me and said, or, come up to people, top speakers, or what, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're so good. Anybody had that experience with me? And what do I say? You're good, right? You're amazing. You can do this. What you guys don't know is the very first time that I gave a presentation in network marketing 19 years ago, my upline called me 10 minutes before the meeting and said, hey, I'm sick, I can't come. And so I'm in my house, right? I invited 47 people. My neighbor and one of my friends showed up, and I'd just gone through a divorce, and so the friend was like, don't tell my wife I'm here, because she was friends with my ex-wife. And he's like, by the way, I can't sign up with you, I'm just here to support. So I'm talking to one of my best friends and my neighbor. I've got a jacket on, I've got a PowerPoint presentation connected to my TV, and I'm sitting there going through the presentation, and my neighbor is walking into my kitchen, bringing me paper towels so I can wipe the sweat off of my face. Can you imagine this? Going from that to this. How do you do that? Right? Number one, you got to believe that you can do it, right? I can tell you that it wasn't a matter of me wanting to be on stage, but one of my mentors said, the people that make the most money in network marketing hold the microphone. I hated speaking. I remember one time I was doing a company conference call. I was growing my business, and they were like, hey, you're one of the fastest builders right now. We want to have you on a conference call, I'm on a conference call. And after the call, I literally took my shirt off and threw it in the trash can. It was soaking wet. I'm on a call. I was so nervous and scared on this call. And my upline calls me afterwards, and I go, hey, how was that? And he's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. How did I do? And he's like, that was awful. He's like, I thought you were sick or something. Your voice was cracking. Right? How do you go from that to this? Right? Belief. You got to believe in yourself. There's a word called Gen Shy. You ever heard this word? Okay? And it's actually an ancient word. I mean, it's been in dialects for years. Gen Shy. And it means to never treat yourself lesser than anyone else, than you treat anyone else. Okay? Never treat yourself lesser than you treat anyone else. How many of us treat ourselves the worst? Anybody done that? Right?
Mentally, yeah.
So, if there's one thing I would say to work on and change today and commit to, is start treating yourself as good, if not better, than you treat other people. You want to change your life? You want to change your business? You want to attract amazing, incredible people? Start treating yourself like you're incredible. Start believing in yourself. No one else needs to believe in you. I love it when people don't believe in me. Right?
Can you say that again?
Say it for the
Which
people
part?
in the back.
If you want to.
If you want to change your life?
Yeah.
I don't
start
know
with
what I
that.
said.
Start with that.
Damn it, you caught me.
Treat yourself like you're incredible.
If you want to change your life, treat yourself like you're incredible. right? Treat yourself like your biggest fan. Be your biggest fan. You know, it's so funny. I mean, I've never been somebody that's ever had a six-pack. Ever, right? And it's so easy for all of us to make excuses and to, you know, do this and do that and whatever. But, you know, I gotta tell you, like, when I'm standing in front of the mirror butt naked, I go, damn, you look good. Man, look at that. If I'm not my biggest fan, who's gonna do it, right? If you want to build this big, fall in love with yourself, not in a conceited way. And I'm telling you, you'll find. Here's what I know. When we have a cup that is full and running over, how much easier is it to share and pour into other people, right? When you know you just can't, it can't run out. Like, oh my gosh, this thing just doesn't run out. I keep giving and pouring and giving, and it just keeps filling up. You want to change your life? Start picturing everything coming to you, everything changing, everything happening, and believe it, right? And this isn't a matter of just going and sitting on the couch like The Secret, you know, like, oh, I'm picturing it all coming in, you know? That's not the way it works. You got to actually go do some work. So, prospecting, I'll tell you, this will change your life every time I go to contact someone. I play that song. I play something, you know, when I'm going to go contact, when I'm doing my daily reach outs, I get my energy up. I mean, I'm walking around the house fired up, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe that you haven't heard of this yet. Can you feel that energy exchange? Right? So many people are out with their tail tucked like, have you ever heard of savvi before? Right? When you go out there with that tail tucked, people feel it, right? You gotta go out there. When you're talking to someone, you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you haven't heard of this yet. You wanna change people responding to you? Change your energy. Get your energy up. If you're having a down day, play some music. Call a friend. Call Jackie Pruitt. She'll pump you up quick and drop a few F-bombs. So, here's the saying, write this down, and when you're talking to people, this is something I think about all the time. Say less to more people. Say less to more people. If I could give you one secret that I've learned in this business, is I got good at this, I mastered this. Saying less to more people. How many of you think like you got to give them all the details and all the information and all the, right? And I want you to think back to when you got started. We didn't know anything, right? The person that signed us up probably did a horrible job, right? But now all of a sudden when we go to sign other people up, we're like, and you got to know this, and you got to know this, and oh my gosh, and I got to tell you about this, and you know, these are my favorite 100 items, right? Say less to more people. The other thing I'll tell you, you know, have you had people ask questions like, where's the product made? You know, and you get this, like, what's it made of? Right? I want to help you with this. Humans ask questions, right? It's just human nature. Like, this is what we do. So you go talk to a friend and they go, yeah, but where's it made? You know, and they're wearing something from China, like right now. Like right now, they have something from China on. Where's it made? I gotta know where it's made.
Yeah.
Right? This is just human nature. Don't let it throw you off. Right? I literally just say, you know what? I don't know where it's all made. You gotta try it. That's it. If you flip the energy, you don't have to answer everyone's question. Say less to more people. all you need to focus on is getting more people in more savvy, more days of the week. That's it. That's your goal. All right. What's the difference between marketing and prospecting? Anybody know the difference?
Marketing's passive.
Marketing's passive. Okay, marketing's an activity that we do.
Flirting and dating.
Prospecting is where we're focused in on talking to someone. Now, I'll give you my tricks here. You ready? Every Sunday night, I write down 25 to 30 names of the people that I'm going to focus on this week, that I'm going to talk to. I've been building in this industry for 19 years. For me personally, every time, like what I'm going to go do right now, when I launch, I talk to a lot of people every day. When I'm in launch mode for me is about 90 days. So every time I sign up a new person, I want to get them launched in the first 90 days. Okay? But then you got to get into a pattern. And what I've found is ongoing, I can talk to about 25 people a week and follow up with, and so 5 people a day is the pattern that I've locked into for years. It works really well. It's something everybody can do. And how many of you are sitting here right now going, I don't know who to talk to? Come on, be honest. Be honest. We've all been there. I can't tell you, when I first got started in this industry, after I talked to the first 40-something people, I was like, crap, who am I going to call now? Right? This is why we need marketing. So the 2 things that I do is I try to meet 5 new people a day. Always, already here, just being in St. George, I've already met several people. Now, not in the group. They're already in, right? We can't talk to people that are already in. But how many of you have gotten good at just smiling and saying hi? Like, this is a skill, Like, are you the person when you get on an elevator that just looks at the floor? I used to be. But you know what I do now? Hey, how you doing? Every time I get on an elevator. I've met some of the best people on an elevator. Right? And you just never know who you're going to meet. So get good at saying hi and smiling if you want to build a big business. All right, marketing. Now, marketing's super important, and now we have this thing called social marketing, right? It's so cool that we can get on Facebook, Instagram. We can use these mediums to go and meet people. All right? Now, I'll give you a skill. Or this is a skill. Learn how to meet people online. This is a skill. This is something you got to get good at. What's the best way to get somebody to respond to you or engage with you?
Compliment them.
Ask a
How about
question.
that?
Compliment them and ask a question. I'm telling y'all, you want to build a massive business. You want to impact people's lives? Just get good at looking at someone's profile, or, even if I'm out live, I'll see somebody in a restaurant and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love your hat, or I love your jacket, or I love your, where'd you get that? Oh, you're so stylish, and it's not, this is why this is a skill. Is for me, this isn't something I'm fake about. This is, I love people. I care about people. I actually want to, compliment you. Like, you have such an amazing smile, by the way. I'm so glad you sat in the front row today, because yeah, you have a great smile. You're helping me out. You didn't even know it. And you know what's crazy is that act, which I've caught her, a couple of times smiling. And right now that I complimented her, you know what she did?
Smile bigger.
Smiled even bigger.
Yes.
And turned red. I love it. So, when I'm thinking about prospecting and social marketing and all this stuff, I'm not thinking about like, oh man, I need to go grow my savvy business. I'm thinking about, I might just be meeting my next best friend. I might be meeting somebody that I help change their life, or help them believe in themselves more, or help them in some way.
So good.
Do you feel the difference there? Like, I'm telling you, the reason I've been able to build massive businesses in this industry is because I just love to love on people. I love it. There's nothing better than going, oh my gosh, your smile is so incredible, and the smile gets bigger. There's nothing better than that. So if you want to, there's all kinds of marketing tips. I'm not going to go into specific stuff because a lot of you are, doing a good job. Here's the tip I will give you though. Savvi is going to build Savvi's brand, okay? You don't need to build Savvi's brand. You need to build your brand. Build your brand, right? And I'm telling you, you guys help each other out. Do a social media audit with each other. I talked about this a little bit yesterday. But grab somebody and say, hey, I need you to go through my social media for the last 30 days and help me with a little audit. And be honest with each other. This is something I do all the time. I go look at my page like, how am I representing myself to the world? What do people see when they come look at me? This is super, super important. So, and when you're doing this, think through the audience that you're trying to attract. I purposefully think through like, okay, I want to attract, amazing men and incredible women and God-fearing people and people that are, lovers of people that like to have fun, I'm thinking about the people I want to attract and the attributes that I'm trying to attract. Where what a lot of people do is they're just going out and like blindly talking to the next person, right? Like, oh my gosh, I got to share Savvi with you. That's one reason I write down that list every Sunday night, because I'm focused on those people. I've learned the magic and the power of, I want to talk to Kim Challen this week. Have you ever written down someone's name or thought about them and they call you?
Yeah.
Why is that? There's an energy there. If you're not writing down and focusing each week on the people you're going to contact, I'm telling you, you're wasting your time. You're not going to get the results that you really want to get. But if I focus that energy and go, oh my gosh, okay, I've been building a relationship with this person. Now I want to tell them about Savvi. I write their name down, and I'm starting to think through like, how am I going to open it up? How am I going to, pop the question, right? How am I going to do it? Now I'll give you a little skill. Some of you have heard me say this before, but I hardly ever have to bring Savvi up. Now I haven't been building, but I can promise you I could have sponsored hundreds of people already. Hundreds, I've no doubt.
By tomorrow.
By tomorrow, exactly. So it's so easy to get people to, not everyone, right? But it is so easy, and these are the kinds of things you ought to tell yourself. Like, I don't tell myself that building Savvi's hard. Why would I do that? I tell myself it's going to be easy. You know why? Because I know tons of people are wearing this type of clothing. Like, it's just a matter of time before I get them in some Savvi. It's just a matter of time. They just don't see it yet. It's just a matter of time. But they're going to get in it. They're going to try it out. And so I'm telling myself this positive stuff when I'm going to market, when I'm doing posts, when I'm thinking about who I'm going to talk to. I'm like, oh my gosh, that person is going to love Savvi. And what happens when they say no? What do you think I do? Keep loving on them. Keep building the relationship. If they don't see it yet, either there's one of three things that happen in this exchange. My belief is either not high enough. Maybe I said the wrong thing and I could be talking to the wrong person. Right? No doesn't mean no. It just means not now. And it's an incredible opportunity for me to just keep getting better and better. And what I know is as soon as I get any resistance at all, I need to back up and build the relationship stronger. As soon as I get any resistance, they just don't know me, like me, or trust me enough yet.
Right.
So I just got to back up and build the relationship. Okay? So with your social marketing efforts, with your posts, just remember that posts don't build the business. Prospecting does. This is what we do to just, get to know more people. Okay? Now, here's another tip for you. If I do a post about Savvi, notice the people that like your post. Notice the people that comment on your post. Okay? And I'm going to give you guys an incredible tip. on Facebook in particular, go and unfriend every single person that you know in Savvy. I'm telling you, tons of you have sent me friend requests. Why have I not accepted it? Because you're already in Savvy, right? I want to market to people that aren't in Savvy. All of you that are like, yeah, I'll friend you. You know, you're killing your market.
Yeah.
I want people, we only get 5,000 friends on Facebook, right? Like, one thing I do too, I use birthdays to turn friends off. Like, you know when the birthdays pop up? Right? I'm like, I haven't talked to them in forever and I'm not going to, boom, unfriend. Every day, I'm like, happy birthday, unfriend. Unfriend. Why? Because I'm making room for the new people that I'm gonna find and friend and start building a relationship with.
Absolutely.
You know? So, it's not a mean thing. Everybody go unfriend each other. Okay? Make room for all the 5,000 new
just
people
ruined
that you're
everybody's
gonna attract.
relationship.
So do you think that the impact that we make on each other's posts doesn't matter?
It doesn't help as much. So the algorithm, like if you're already friends and it's the same people that keep commenting and clicking on your stuff all the time,
They're the
it
ones
actually
seeing it.
lowers your score. Because Facebook already knows they're gonna get in front of those people already.
Right.
Right? So you want to grow your algorithm, you know, I do something called priming the pump every day. Even when I haven't been building in network marketing, I prime the pump every day. And priming the pump is I go find new people that I'm not friends with and comment on something and I ask them a question. Because if you go on their post and you comment and then they respond, and they're either a friend, they don't even have to be a friend, but if you start a conversation with somebody in a post, when you go do your post, they're more likely to see your content now. Priming the pump. I do that every day. I'm constantly priming the pump, right? Stories is a little bit different. Stories don't help your algorithm as much, but it's a great way to, you know, put tons of stuff out there. But stories is the same thing. But I'll go through all the people that view a story, and the ones that heart or comment or like, I write them down. If they're not on my list already, I write them down. But just because somebody viewed a story doesn't mean that they really watched the whole thing or they, you know. But these are great ways to build your list, right? Like who's watching you? Who's, you know, if I look at that viewer list when I do a story, and 4 or 5 times in a row I see somebody's name that I haven't interacted with before, I write them down. Now, you know, because they're watching a couple of things, they're seeing me, you know, like let's connect. Okay? But these are like free things that you get to do, you know, like these are free. They're so easy. And if you just start building the muscle of doing this kind of stuff every day, it makes building this business so simple.
And fun.
And fun, exactly. So, okay. So go unfriend each other. Now, one thing I will do is if I'm going to do a post and it's something real important, I'll actually message, you know, some people and say, hey, I'm about to post, go like it, you know, go put some love on it, right?
Hey Jeff,
Yeah,
can you unfriend someone and still follow them on Facebook?
you can.
So that's,
Yeah.
you can still say
Yeah, you can do both. But I unfriend and then I still go follow them. But I unfriend because you only get 5,000 friends, you know? Okay. Only. I mean, that's not that many people, y'all.
No, it's not.
Okay. Now, inviting. You guys, this is a skill. This is such a skill, okay? When I'm talking about inviting, I'm like, now I'm at the point,
Put it on my YouTube.
you know, prospecting is building relationships. It's very targeted. But now I'm going to say, you need to take a look at what I'm doing. Right? Jackie Pruitt, can you come here?
careful, Jack.
Okay. Now, do you guys give it up for Jackie Pruitt? There's no idea what I'm going to ask ask her. She has no idea. So Jackie, if you're talking to somebody about savvy, you're like, all right, I'm gonna lay it out. What's your like best? Come on. What do you say? How do you make it happen?
Becky, you are incredible, and I think that you would absolutely love this brand and this community, and you have got to hear about it.
It's pretty good.
I was Becky here. I was.
Becky, look at. Oh no.
She always uses Becky.
She does say Becky a lot. Okay. So now I say, okay, what is it?
I'm not good at this. I'm better at typing it. I would be like, it's this bad ASS brand that's making waves, a positive impact on the world, and it's legit. Check it out.
Perfect. But do you guys, one reason I wanted to bring her up is it doesn't matter as much. We try to get our words so perfect, right? It doesn't matter as much what we say. We don't have to have the perfect script. But why do people get attracted to Jackie? Energy. Do you know that there's just this belief oozing out of her?
She's built the Jackie.
Right?
Joy.
She's just got this belief like, I mean, when you meet Jackie, don't you just know she knows where she's going?
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
She built
thank you,
her
Jackie.
brand.
You're the best. So when you're inviting people, get that energy, right? That belief. People want to follow people. People love following people. That's how social media is built, right? We love watching each other. We love checking out what's happening. Be interesting and be interested.
She nailed what you said. You're number 2 because she built her brand. When you go to her page and you follow her, you're following Jackie.
Yeah.
It's a brand.
She's a brand.
She has branded herself.
So, and here's the cool thing. Every one of you can do the same thing she's doing. It's just a matter of belief, right? So if you want to build this big, where are we back to? Where do we start? You got to love yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You want to attract incredible people? Believe that people want to come do what you're doing. Right? You're not crazy. You found something amazing. You got to believe it. And the more you believe it, when it's just oozing out of you, you'll start to notice that number one, it's not scary to go contact people. I mean, how many people would love to be where we're all at right now? I mean, these are the things that I think about. How many people do I know that would love to be in Cancun with us in April? How many people do we know that, oh my gosh, if they knew what we've got going on here, they would freak out, right? So how's that scary then to go talk to people? That energy, when you're inviting, when you're talking to people, get that focus of like, I've got something special to share. Now, I may be meeting my next best friend. I may be meeting this person I'm talking to right now may lead me to thousands and thousands of people who then are going to come into this community and their life's going to change, right? So this is all about energy. Anybody getting anything out of this? And I'm telling you, sometimes I've trained before and they're like, yeah, but what do you say? And how do you do this? And how do you... That doesn't matter as much. Like if you don't get this point that I'm saying, it's never going to happen for you. Once you get this, you can't say the wrong thing, right? Now, it doesn't mean everyone's going to join you. It doesn't mean that. But if you believe in yourself, I can't tell you how many times my friend that showed up and said he couldn't join because, the wife thing. 1 year later, he joined my business and he built a massive team. And I went to him, I said, Sean, like, what changed? Like, why did you join the business, And he goes, you're different. You changed. I want what you became, what you turned into. This is somebody I've known and hung out with my entire life. He's never ever said like, oh my gosh, you know, I want what you've got. He saw me believe in myself. He saw me go from neighbor bringing me paper towels to wipe the sweat off of my face in my own freaking house to building an international business, building a massive business. And I have to tell you guys, I remember the moment when my belief kicked in. I remember the moment I was sitting at an event just like this. There's actually about 350 people there in Orlando, Florida. And I was sitting in the second row taking notes, and I wrote down something that the person said. And I remember just having this wave come over me of like, I can do this. I can do this. I could build this big. I could be the one up there teaching other people how to do this too. Like this vision popped in my mind of why not me? Why not? So I hope you catch that vision this weekend. You can do this. You can do this. Everybody ready to say it?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. We're going to go on 3, and we're going to say, I can do this. Okay? 1, 2, 3.
I can do this!
All right, stand up. We gotta get some energy here. Come on. Ready? Everybody ready? Yes! 1, 2, 3.
I can do this!
All right, we gotta go louder. You ready? 1, 2, 3.
I can do this!
All right, pretty good. Every day, look in the mirror. Before you start contacting, before you start doing anything, look in the mirror and say, I can do this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I can do this!
All right. Moving on. Effective follow-up. Everybody heard fortunes in the follow-up? I say friendships in the follow-up. Right? You're not, if somebody's not getting back to you, isn't it so easy to just go like, oh, they're ghosting me, right? Like we think the worst. I like to think the best. I'm like, man, I really need to get in touch with this person. We really need to talk because they are so dang busy they can't even text me back. Right? Like I like to think the best, not the worst. So I want to attract busy, like successful, incredible, amazing people. And so if I'm contacting busy, successful, amazing people, guess what? They might not have time to stop right now and listen to what I'm trying to share with them. So I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to get excited. I'm going to go, I literally, like when somebody ghosts me for a while, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to talk to this person. Like, holy crap, they are so busy. Right? And I'm telling you guys, like this energy shift, when you make this shift of believing you can do it and starting to focus on the positive, start focusing on things going right. Start focusing on things working in your favor. Start focusing on everybody wanting to come do what you're doing. That's what I believe. Like, I'm not crazy. I know we've got something amazing, so I know it's just a matter of time, and I've just got to keep going and showing up every day, and it's just a matter of time. And the more I grow, the more I change, the more I know that I'm going to attract incredible people, okay? So effective follow-up, I'm just building relationships. That's what I'm always doing. And again, if there's any friction, what do? Back up and build a relationship. Any friction at all, back up and build a relationship. Any friction at all, back up and build a relationship. Okay? Super easy stuff. Validation. This is so important. Now, this is why social media groups are so good. Social proof is a real deal, right? When everyone's heard of this word called FOMO, right? Could you imagine building a life? Now, don't be fake about it. Don't go on social media. I mean, aren't we just tired of people that are just like fake as heck on social media?
Yes.
Like, get real every once in a while. Show a messy house and, for real.
Every day.
Like, I think real people are so sick of all this fake crap. Don't be that person. Like, get real, right?
Amen. Yes.
But one thing that I learned is like FOMO is I want everybody that's watching my life to have a little FOMO, right?
Yes.
Like, what are they doing over there? And so be thinking that through. Like, what if you don't like your life right now, change it today. Like, start going and doing interesting things. And you don't have to have a big budget. You don't have to travel around the world. But take your family to the park. Get out and do something interesting. Go live an incredible life that is worth watching. Okay? So, validation is so important. Now, one thing that I recommend, if you're doing like three-way messenger, you're involving your upline, find a couple of cross-line people on your team, right? I love not just using the upline, but grabbing a couple of other people that I know somebody's going to relate to and put them in that thread with me, with that person, okay? Now, I want to give you guys a tip real quick. If you're not connected to me, and we gotta have another little pinky promise here. There's a thing that we all need to learn, and it's called negative up, positive down.
Yes.
So if you're in a thread and something's going wrong or something happens, don't put it in the thread.
Amen. Seriously.
Right? Like, I'm in so many threads with you guys, and it's like, anybody else having the shopping experience crash? Like, what are you doing? Can we do a little pinky promise that we stop this today? Right? We have customer support, you guys. Anybody else having their Mojave unravel? Let me go check. Let me stop everything. Yeah, it is unraveling. Oh my gosh. Why do we do this? I don't understand. Negative up, positive down. Okay? Now look, there's stuff that happens. That's okay. And, we're not a negative person because we notice that something's broken or something isn't working right. But when you blast it out to everybody, you have no idea, who woke up super positive and ready to go kill it, and then you just throw something out there and they're like, oh, the sky's falling.
Yep.
How many of you would purposefully injure or hurt someone else's business? None of us would do that, right? When you go into a thread and say anything negative at all, are you helping or hurting? Pinky promise? We're done? Right? We're done? We're not doing this anymore? Okay. And it's not a matter of even being negative. People are like, yeah, but we gotta bring that up. I'm like, great, bring it up to the company, bring it up to your upline. Right? Don't mess up everybody else's day. They might not be experiencing the same thing you're experiencing. Okay? So this is super important. And we gotta teach this to the new people that we're bringing in too. Okay? Now the other thing is when you're talking to someone else that has their own business and they're not in your upline or in your downline, we don't talk about business. Get to know them, get to know their kids, get to know, any of you have friends in the business and you're like, my volume's down this month. Anybody done this? Is your volume down too? Come to think of it, it is. There must be something wrong. Why would we do this to each other, right? If somebody asks me a question about how my business is doing, I'm going to say great, because it is. I mean, it's completely up to me. I get to decide every day whether I'm going up or down, right? And I'm picking up. Now, there's something that happens for all of us. We get something in this business called the dip. And this is a real important thing to understand. You know, Jim comes into the company, she blasts off, she's tearing it up, she's kicking booty, and then all of a sudden, you hit a dip. Right, Jim? We all do this. You hit the dip and then you're like, what's wrong with my business? Maybe this isn't gonna work. Maybe it's not gonna grow. Nobody's duplicating, why do we do this to ourselves, right? So you're gonna hit dips. The business is gonna dip. There's gonna be, times, but let's not make it dip more. Let's not make it worse, okay? Now, my time's up. I'm gonna do a Zoom for you, don't worry. They thought they were taking my 2.5 hours away. We're gonna Zoom together, all right? All right, last thing I want to share with you guys. What most people don't understand about leadership is you think that leading is like, I gotta be this big person, I gotta lead everybody. The most important quality of a leader is being a great follower. It's the most important quality. And I have to tell you guys, I'm so honored to be following that guy right there. If you want to learn leadership, watch Ken Porter. He's one of the greatest leaders I've ever met in my entire life. He's a perfect combination of love, service, giving, thinking about others, but he gets stuff done. He works harder and longer than anybody I've ever met, and he does it with the greatest smile, even in the toughest times. The man is incredible. And I'm so honored to be a part of Savvy that we get to do this with this guy and his incredible wife. You guys maybe you don't understand how blessed we are. I know almost every owner of almost every company in our industry, and I would never leave Savvy because of that guy right there. Yeah, come on, give it up for me. Give it up. I mean, you guys don't understand. We are so blessed, you guys, to have an owner that doesn't care about his bank account, that doesn't care about how much money he's going to make off of Savvy. Every day, I can promise you, I've worked with this guy for almost a year now, and what he thinks about and talks about is all of you. How do we serve you more? How do we do more? And then I got to tell you, I've known Jen Ashby for a long time, and I've always called her the Tasmanian devil. She just comes in and like, all right, let's whip that up, fix that, do that, This lady, though, I've never worked with her where I've been able to see her from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. And by the way, most of the time I'm going to bed and she's still working. She loves, and sometimes Jen can come across as like strong and, I'm telling you right now, I actually misunderstood her when I first got to know her. I was like, dang, she's so hardcore, But it comes from such a genuine, loving, incredible place. And I got to tell you guys, we are in such good hands. The world doesn't know yet this special, incredible thing that we're building together. But we got to have this pact, right? It's time to run, you guys. It is time to run. It is time to go. Don't worry about buttons not working. Don't tell people, hey, it's a little jacked up for a minute. Don't worry about it. Go get good people and bring them here. Love you guys. You're the best.